Hey guys, welcome back. I am Mario Vegas and you are watching Tank Zone. Today let's take a look at the B1 Centauro 105, Tier 7 Italian tank destroyer, and let's start with history. The concept of fast maneuverable tank destroyer for the Italian army was born during the Cold War in order to replace some of that time vehicles in Italian service. A new vehicle was meant to support tanks, defend the Adriatic coast rear lines from possible paratrooper landings, and attack armored fighting vehicles in case the Cold War would turn into a real armed conflict. Therefore, in 1983 and 1984, Consortium Iveco Fiat Otto Melara presented three different vehicle prototypes. Two of them were four-wheeled AFVs and one was a six-wheeled tank destroyer armed with a Cockerel Mark III 90mm low-pressure gun with a new auto-bred turret. However, the last one was not accepted. The army requested to equip the vehicle with a standard main battle tank 105mm cannon. To meet that request, the hull was stretched, adding another wheel axle, transforming the vehicle into a 8-wheeled machine simply because the 6-wheeled was no longer able to withstand the weight of the new turret and cannon. So those modifications gave birth to the first B1 Centauro prototype. It was lightly armored but fast, wheeled and armed with powerful cannon, equivalent to those of the main battle tanks in the service during that period. So, therefore, Centauro is a machine that combines the firepower of a tank with the speed and mobility of the wheeled vehicle. After the field tests in 1987, the first model met the public during the exhibition of the new Italian weapons systems in Rome. But only in 1991 Italian army received its first B1 Centauro. Well, it took a bit of time before reaching service. And by the way, at that time Cold War was over. But nevertheless, we were left with a capable combat vehicle. The B1 Centauro is armed with fully stabilized 105mm high-velocity rifled gun and automated fire control system. Vehicle has 40 rounds ammunition load. It has an effective fire range of 3,000 meters, gun elevation range from -6 up to +45 degrees, and can be used to engage armored vehicles, buildings, field fortifications, and even main battle tanks. Second, the armament consists of two 7.62mm machine guns with 3,000 rounds. One is coaxial and another one is on the top of the turret. B1 Centauro has a modern fire control system, electronic ballistic computer, gunners and commanders sights with a stabilized line of aim, laser rangefinder, thermal imaging, and electro-hydraulic gun and turret drive. Vehicle has a crew of 4: commander, gunner, driver, and loader. The commander, gunner, and loader are located in the turret. Vehicle has hunter-killer engagement capability, allowing the commander to use a panoramic sight to search for a target and select them, after which the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes the aiming and firing. During that time, commander looks for the next target. Such hunter-killer engagement methods are used on all modern main battle tanks, which allows us to engage targets simply faster. So, B1 Centauro can engage a target within 25 to 35 seconds after spotting it. A vehicle has a welded hull and turret made of steel armor plate. Its frontal part protects against up to 25mm projectiles. Centauro has all-round protection against 14.5mm rounds, artillery shell fragments and mortar fire, and can be fitted with additional passive or explosive reactive armor to boost its protection up to 30mm rounds. Vehicle has 4 smoke grenade launchers mounted on the side of a turret. It is equipped with chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear warfare protection system and laser warning receiver which can be set to trigger smoke grenade launchers. B1 Centauro has a frontal engine. Vehicle is powered by Iveco MTCA turbocharged 520 horsepower diesel engine with automatic transmission. Its weight is 24 tons, maximum speed 100 km per hour and range 800 km. Vehicle is equipped with 8 driving wheels fitted with run-flat tires and central tire inflation system. Unfortunately, B1 Centauro has no amphibious capabilities, but it has high road mobility and good power-to-weight ratio, a long range and good off-road mobility. Centauro has multiple variants to fulfill other combat roles such as infantry fighting vehicle, self-propelled howitzer, or even perform air defense duties in form of the Centauro Draco. By modern battlefield standards, B1 Centauro is considered as fire support vehicle rather than tank destroyer. Its main role is to support infantry. During its service history, Centauro was deployed during conflicts in Somalia and former Yugoslavia, where it was successfully used in peacekeeping operations, performing reconnaissance tasks, escorting convoys, providing area control and road patrols. Centauros were also deployed during the Italian involvement in the Iraq War, where they took part in the battle for the bridges of Nigeria. Production for the Italian army ended in 2006 with total of more than 400 vehicles built. Vehicle is still in service with its operators Italy, Spain and Jordan. And now let's dive into the game. The B1 Centauro 105 is a Tier 7 tank destroyer sold by Sophie Wolfie. It can be unlocked from LAV 600 and leads to M1128 MGS, that's Striker. Let's start with stats. I put stock stats next to mine so that you can compare them and be informed about those as well. And let's go through my stats. Sustained damage, 430 damage with a 640mm penetration. Vehicle has powerful rapid firing 105mm main cannon with a 3-shot ready rack system and 2 seconds reload within magazine, allowing it to apply powerful burst fire. It can make 7,406 damage per minute, but it has quite a long reload for the entire ready rack. After you fired out magazine, each new shell reload will take 3.99 seconds. Worth to know that, so avoid unpleasant surprises. Defense. It has 2,150 hit points, but vehicle has little effective armor. It has 110mm hull protection against AP and 135mm versus heat rounds. Composition is steel. Turret offers 110mm protection against armored piercing rounds and 140mm against high explosive anti-tank. Playing with Centauro, you must be careful not to be caught off guard, especially while you reload. So, mobility. Vehicle is highly mobile. Its maximum speed is 100 kilometers per hour and acceleration 3.63 seconds. Its weight is 23.5 tons. Centauro is quite a large target, but it has okay camo. Its overall camo is 37%. 388.8 meters vision range while moving and 443.8 meters while stopped. And targeting. Poor gun depression, -6 degrees and elevation 40 degrees. But it has excellent accuracy, 0.064 degrees. Aim time 1.81 seconds and turret traverse 51.6 degrees per second. In my opinion, overall a B1 Centauro is a great tank destroyer. I like to play it as a long-range sniper and it is quite easy to play with it. It has excellent burst fire, excellent accuracy and high mobility if you must relocate. Of course, there are some things you should take into account as well. First, it's poor gun depression, and that's why sometimes you must move the whole vehicle to get your aim to the target. Another thing to bear in mind is its thin armor and quite large silhouette. And finally, I do not recommend to use it as a scout, otherwise you very likely and quickly will become Sui-Scout. Yes, but as a long-range sniper it is excellent, definitely recommended. So, let's take a look on retrofits. Suggested retrofits are Advanced Fire Control, Advanced Muzzle Reference System, and Improved Gun Breech. I chose Improved Gun Breech, Telescopic lenses, and Advanced Muzzle Reference System. Now let's take a look at suggested commander and crew skills. As a commander is suggested Viktor Kirasov for rate of fire and aim speed. Suggested driver skills smooth ride and off-road driving. For gunner quick draw and sharpshooter. And for loader rapid fire and preparation and explosive shells. Now let's check out armament. B1 Centauro is armed with 105mm Otto Melara LRF-L/52 rifled cannon with a stock aim time 2.5 seconds, reload 5 seconds, and reload within magazine 2 seconds. Magazine contains 3 shells. Let's take just a glimpse on ammunition. In its arsenal, B1 Centauro has armor-piercing fin-stabilized discharging sabot, very accurate and universal ammunition, can penetrate up to 640mm of armor, heat with even higher penetration and damage, and high explosive plastic. Not so fast, not so precise, less penetration and smaller damage, but much more effective against the sloped or thin armor. Sometimes may be used as well to destroy enemies' ERA, explosive reactive armor, before you start to work on the target with your armor-piercing ammunition. And of course 7.62mm machine gun with armor-piercing bullets to deal with very light targets and infantry. B1 Centauro has a 0-inch special ability, which increases reload speed, accuracy and camo factor, but it reduces turret traverse rate and blocks any movement and turning. Last one is the reason why I rarely use it, but it might be useful if you are concealed in a very safe distance from the enemy and your firing sector is not wide. I do not recommend to use it if you have increased risk to be spotted, because believe me, you may not be fast enough to disable it after being spotted and retreat in safety, so therefore it may increase the likelihood of being shot. And now let's take a look at the B1 Centauro Italian tank destroyer in action.
Enemy down, find another target. Enemy destroyed. Identify target. Hostile tank marked. Hostile tank.
As you can see, B1 Centauro is capable of providing powerful backup fire. It's precise and fast. Main requirements to be successful with it in the game is keeping good distance from the enemy, concealment and good direct fire sector. If you have managed to combine those factors, your Centauro becomes a very serious and unpleasant threat to the enemy with its surgical precision shooting. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, snipe at the thumbs up button, hit the bell and subscribe. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more tank reviews and game replays. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day and see you next time.